Hey, what's up, guys? Ethan Bellamy here. So I just wanted to talk about two different types of cloud features because I want to start getting into more explaining how different types of storms work, how they form. I thought a good way to start off would be to correct a common misconception and talk about how a shelf cloud versus a wall cloud form and what the difference is. So we'll just hop right into it. So a shelf cloud is an outflow feature, so this is important to remember for later. It's caused by cold air rushing out from the storm. So the way the cold air is formed, I have a fancy little diagram here. Pretty basic. So this here would represent our shelf cloud, and then this here is rain. All right. So as our rain falls, a little more here. As our rain falls, there is cold air that rushes out in front of the storm. And as that cold air rushes out, there's warm air in front of the storm. And that warm air is forced upwards because cold air is denser than warm air. And the warm air will rise and it will be taken into the updraft of the storm, like that. And that's how the storm gets its fuel. And that will create a shelf cloud. And so here you can see this is our shelf cloud, like I said, and it's like going back to our presentation here. Got the rain in the background, right? And you got that cold air rushing out in front of the storm, creating your shelf kind of flat here. You can see because all that cold air, and then you got your inflow going into the storm up above, and that can also create a rolling motion because you have winds going two different directions, out and towards, and then that will give you your nice shelf cloud. I guess it's called shelf cloud because it looks like a shelf. Next thing we're going to discuss is a wall cloud. And I can see how this is a common misconception, and people will confuse these and call this a shelf cloud and they think wall cloud, or just call both a wall cloud. This does look like a shelf cloud, but there's a couple key features you have to see here. First of all of our rain is off to the side here. I didn't get in the shot, but I should have, but it's off to the side. That's your first clue. Second clue, this inflow tail is what that's called. Not all wall clouds have them. I was lucky enough to get a picture of one with it. The inflow tail is simply when the storm sucks up all that warm, moist air, any cool air that's falling in the downdraft or outflow, as it will warm up, as it's because it's at surface level again. And as it warms up, it gets sucked back into the storm, kind of like a recycling process. As it rises, it condenses into clouds. That's your tail cloud. And then it'll go into the storm. And then here you have your main wall cloud. I'm circling with the mouse. And that is kind of similar. I can't pronounce it. It's similar to how a tail cloud is formed. It's warm air rising up into the storm and condensing, forming your wall cloud. I'll show you the diagram. So here we go. We have our rain, and then we have our wall cloud. So you have the inflow going up to the storm, and also wall clouds will be tilted towards the precipitation because that's where they're going to be getting all their its condensation from, is from the actual downdraft. So they'll be tilted towards the precipitation. That's your second clue? I forgot where we were. Anyway, so yeah, also wall clouds are very blocky features. They're only about 1 to 2 miles wide, I guess you could say. And whereas a shelf cloud is miles wide. So it could be anywhere from 50 to 100 miles wide, depending on how big your storm is. But usually with a supercell storm, a wall cloud will only form about 1 to 2 miles wide. And they only form with, I think they only form with supercells, and it's always at the base of the storm. All right, that's your third clue. It's going to be forming at the base of the storm, whereas a shelf cloud, it's forming at the leading edge of the storm, not the base, the leading edge. Whereas a wall cloud, it's the base. That's the difference. So going back to our presentation, the difference between a wall cloud and a shelf cloud is a wall cloud, key here, A wall cloud is an inflow feature on the base of a storm, inflow feature. And a shelf cloud is the outflow. It's caused by the outflow of a storm. It's an outflow feature. So I'm going to show you these videos that I got of these storms. The video that these pictures are from just kind of give you a better idea of what we're dealing with here. Okay, so starting off in this video, here is our shelf cloud.
So I want to get some good pictures.
So there it is, like we discussed. You got your wall cloud. Sorry for the bad quality. You got your inflow tail. That's pretty exciting.
Dude, check that out. Watch out for cars, bro. Here, get over here on this side of the road.
Holy crap.
See how
Holy smokes. Dude, look at the inflow tail.
So yeah, that's the precipitations off to the side there. You can kind of see what that's like. Like I said, maybe 1 to 2 miles wide, maybe 3 or 4 with the inflow tail. But that's not technically a part of the wall cloud. Let's see here. Some hail. Another cool thing I just want to point out is here, mute myself. You can see it looks like it snowed from how much hail there was. And you can see the hail fog. It was actually pretty crazy. And then there's the wall cloud. And then on the second storm, pretty good image here. Here's your wall cloud, a little more elevated. These storms were north of the warm front, so they struggled a little bit. Here's your rear flank downdraft. You can see that from the clear slot. And then your precipitation behind it. And so, yeah. Those are wall clouds, and you can tell because they cut off. They're only about 1 to 2 miles wide, and they're at the base of the storm. Some cool lightning here. Yeah, this is a beautiful supercell. All right, and then I'm going to show you the shelf cloud video. So this is our shelf cloud. As you can see, cold rain. These suckers just come in quick too. This is actually more of like, believe it or not, like a rain shower than a thunderstorm. It did have some thunder, but on radar it was nothing impressive. But that doesn't mean the structure won't be absolutely insane like this was. So inflow, outflow, some cool lightning back in there, and then yeah, there's your shelf. And looking back at this, we can tell it's a shelf cloud because you don't really see a defined end to it. And then you can also see that it sorry, I screwed up there. It doesn't have a defined end to it. Also, it's at the leading edge of a thunderstorm, and as these come in, it will get really windy quick and cold too because of the cold outflow. So thanks for watching, guys. So refresher: shelf cloud, outflow feature; wall cloud, inflow feature; base of storm; shelf cloud, leading edge of a thunderstorm. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you could learn something new, and yeah, can we see you guys in the next video? See you later.